Time to fight fear with faith. Jody Paar is a survivor who is no longer staying silent. She and her guest will fuel you up so you too can fight fear. Uplifting and inspirational stories that will rock you to your core. We don't tiptoe around the truth. We steamroll it in a bold way. This is your life, and now is the time to start living it. Get ready for the Faith Over Fear podcast with Jody Paar. Now, welcome Jody Paar to inspire you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Faith Over Fear. I am so excited you guys are listening and watching, and today I have a very special guest that I'm super excited to introduce to you guys. She is bad to the bone. She is a visionary. She is a lady that steps up, takes leaps of faith, and seriously goes after what she wants in life. So I am so honored and excited to introduce Pat White. Hi, Pat. How are you today?
I'm good, Jody. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am so excited to talk about what you have going on. But first of all, I kind of want to go back for a lot of people that don't know you and just want you to give us a little back history about yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Sure. I was a special education teacher for 20 years in the school district of Philadelphia. And overlapping that, I was in the military for 20 years. The first 16 years I was in the Marines.
And thank you for your service. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you for your support.
Yes, absolutely.
First 16 years I was in the Marines. Last 4 years I finished in the Air Force. I kind of ended up in the Marines because someone said I couldn't do it. Before that though, right out of high school, I worked as a hairdresser for a few years and then went into a department store with skincare and makeup. And that's when I started going back to school to become a teacher. Now I'm retired from both. I am happily married to my wonderful husband. We have a wonderful son. I have 3 stepchildren, and we travel the world.
That is so awesome. So I want to go back to what you just said. You said Somebody said you couldn't do it. And how many times in life do we have people that tell us you can't do that? Like maybe you tell someone your dreams and they say you can't do that. So being back in those days, whenever you were going into the Marines and you had somebody tell you, you can't do that, your mindset was, watch me, right?
Yes.
And I love that. I love that so much because a lot of time, guys, people tell us we can't do something and we let that stick rather than say, watch me do this. So you travel the world now. That's exciting.
Yes, we are in this fantastic travel club. Anyone can join. They can reach out to me, but we travel all over. We've been to Italy, Switzerland, the islands, Mexico, the United States has beautiful places. And then I traveled a lot with the military. So I've been to a lot of places.
So out of all the places that you have been to, what's your favorite?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can name just one. Italy is definitely up there.
I want to go there so bad. I'm going there this year. I'm speaking it into.
Everyone needs to go there.
Yes.
Everyone needs to go there. It's beautiful. But I also liked New Mexico and San Diego.
Interesting. Wow. Yes. So they're right up there with Italy.
Yes.
Wow. What is it about those places that stick out to you?
Well, San Diego, I went 3 times. I was there with the military, but it was just gorgeous because you get some time off and the weather is perfect. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. There's a beach. We're beach people. We love the beach. It was just very nice. Very expensive, but it's very nice. New Mexico, I loved. That was the last place I went to with the military, and it was great. We stayed in a place called New Mexico, sorry.
Uh-huh.
And on my day off, one of the places I went to was the Four Corners. And then my other day off, I went to Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's just this nice little town with a lot of history. There's this place called the Loretto Chapel, which I had read about 30 years ago. And I knew one day I was going there.
Right, yes.
And it was just beautiful. In fact, it was about the Loretto Chapel. It's about the staircase. They said used to be a church. Mm-hmm. And the nuns wanted a staircase to go up to the choir loft, and everyone said, it can't be done, it can't be done. And they prayed and prayed, and finally this carpenter came along and said, I will build it for you.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes, I love that.
Carpenters and engineers and all those people to this day do not understand how he built it.
They don't know the how, but they knew the why, and that's exactly why that staircase got built.
Yes.
I love that. And that's another thing of, guys, a lot of times people say there's no way, it's impossible, it can't happen. There always is. There's always a way, especially when God's involved and you're praying and you're believing and you're having that strong faith. There is always, always a way. So tell us a little bit about, heard you got a book.
I did write a book. The book is called Molly the Marine. I don't know. Can you
Yes.
see that?
Oh, and I love that cover. Yes, that is so pretty. She looks like
Molly the
you.
Marine.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
a little bit.
She does. Yeah. Little similarity there, Pat. I can see that.
We're also the same rank.
Imagine that. That's
Imagine that.
awesome.
People should be looking for it beginning of March.
So today is March 1st, guys. So be looking for it this
Not
month.
not today, but very, very soon. Go on Amazon. It will be available for pre-sale and also for the Kindle version. You do not need a Kindle. You just need a phone. And it's a great little book. It helps empowers little girls and tells them that they can do anything. They have to believe in themselves, and we have to work together.
I love that.
We can't
That
be
is so
against each
awesome.
other. Yes.
Right.
So I'm very excited about that. Yes.
Well, congratulations. You should be super excited about that.
Thank you.
And I know the answer to this, but I have to just ask it for the people listening and watching. How long did it take you to do this book?
To actually sit down and write it, at first it took a half an hour, and then I had to look up some facts, so maybe an hour.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And let me ask you this. How long was it that you wanted to write a book? How long was it a dream in you?
You know what, a long time. I actually wrote a book when I was going through college, and I just stuck it in my drawer. I never did anything with it. And even before that, in high school, I used to write. I have poetry, and I won a contest for our local newspaper. But, you listen to those other people sometimes say you can't do that. That's not a good job. You need to pay the bills, and you have to learn to put that out.
Yeah, because everybody listening, I mean, I wrote my books, 3 books in 2 weeks, but she wrote it in an hour. I mean, come on now. And here's the thing is, so many times our mindset tells us that we can't do something, and it's a dream, it's a passion, it's something we really, really want to do. And so when she took that leap of faith, because you walked away from your job, correct?
I did. I retired from teaching last year. I did have just under 20 years, but it's still, I was very early. I'm only 55 now. I retired at 54. I took a huge cut in my pension, but excuse me, it was making me physically ill. It was just too much anymore, and I walked away.
That's so awesome. So you took a leap of faith and you've already written a book, and it's going to be released this month. And that is so exciting. So tell us, because Molly Marine is separate from Molly the Marine, your book, but it's very interesting to me about one of the first female Marines. So can you tell us about Molly Marine?
Sure. Molly the Marine, as any female that went through Paris Island knows, it was an award you could get to be the best Marine from your platoon. And then throughout my career, I heard it, you always wanted to be Molly Marine, your uniform was squared away, your hair was right, you wanted to be that. And I always wanted to be that. And also you talked about the first Marine. The first real Marine was Opha May Johnson back in 1918 in World War I.
Wow.
So we just celebrated 100 years.
Amazing. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's so awesome.
So I kind of took that and then things I've been through, and I call her Molly the Marine. Also, I'm married to a Marine. My husband's a Marine. He served for 27 years. And he's always wearing a Marine Corps hat and usually a t-shirt. People are always going up to him, Semper Fi, thank you, we support you, Usually when I wear something that says Marine Corps, 9 out of 10 times, they'll ask me if my husband is a Marine. And that's females do that too.
And that kind of just goes all over you, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Of course it does, because you did everything to be a Marine, just as the same as your husband did. But
I did.
Still, and it's very shocking that still in this day and age that people do that, because nowadays you would think that people would realize, if you're a female and you're wearing a hat, that says Marine, because you say it actually says female Marine on your hat. And
I
then
do.
people, they steal, they're like, oh, is your husband a Marine? And it's like, no, that's me. So
Yes.
that's kind of where the passion for the book came from, right?
Yes. Yes. Because it still blows my mind in the year 2019 that could even be a question.
Right.
Because
Right.
we do everything, everything. And you're going to question if my husband's a Marine. It just doesn't coincide. It just doesn't work.
I think what it is a lot of times is people see you and you're so sweet and your spirit's so sweet that they just don't even realize that this woman is a Marine, like, and so I think that's what has a lot to do with it. And I always I nickname my husband, and he's kind of ran with it, but I call him Badass in a Bow Tie, because if you look at him, he's very nerdy looking. I mean, he knows it. I love my little nerd. But one day we were at the gas station and these punks were just talking smack and everything. And I was thinking, my husband's background SWAT, like he could literally whoop your butt if he wanted to. He is a badass in a bow tie. So I think that's a lot of what with you is people see you. And because it's not like this exterior bad to the bone that they're looking at, then they think, oh, well, it must be your husband. But then if they crossed you, then they would find out real quick that it was you. Right.
They would. There's a saying, a Marine is either your best friend or your worst enemy.
Woo, girl, I hear ya. I'm glad that we're friends. That's all I know. For sure. I am so excited to have you on here because, I think that it is so important for diversity and people to know that you cannot judge a book by its cover. You do not know what lies beneath it. And just like you said, you were a hairdresser, you were a school teacher, substitute school teacher, and you've done so many different things. And now you're writing books. And, have you reached out to many people about your book? Because I believe your book is definitely going to be a bestseller. I believe a lot of people are going to get involved with your book, the military, children, different libraries. It would be so cool for you to get to go and to read to the kids and to encourage and inspire them. So what are you doing to move forward with this book? I'm so excited to hear about that.
That is my full-time job right now. I mean, I do sub once in a while, but when I'm not subbing, my mission right now is contacting as many people as I can to get this book out there through word of mouth, through Facebook, calling papers, magazines, books, libraries, the PXs, everywhere to get this book out.
Right, absolutely, because it's so important for our kids to know that they can do anything that they want to do. Being that you were a substitute teacher, did you see a lot of children who you could tell that their dreams were just kind of, I don't want to say shattered, but like their dreams were not important to them, or they didn't believe that their dreams could come true? Did you deal with that a lot when you were teaching?
I did. Since I was a special ed teacher for 20 years, a lot of the kids, they were made fun of, and I worked in some poor areas. And it was just sad. So I would always tell my kids, it doesn't matter where you came from or who says what to you. If you work hard and believe in yourself, you can do anything. And I truly believe that. And I tried to instill that into them because I didn't believe it for a long time. You need to believe it early. I mean, it was just sad, a lot of things they go through in their circumstances. And you have to tell them that you can't give up. You can overcome anything. You can do anything. And I actually had a student reach out to me a few years ago because my maiden name is on Facebook, and he reached out to me and he wanted to tell me what a difference I made in his life.
Oh, Pat, that is so awesome. What a shining light you are, girl. What a shining light you are. Because that's what's important, that those little moments like that where you can change someone's life. That is what is so important.
Yes.
For people to know, even if you're listening or watching this, guys, you got to know that your dreams are not silly, that, if you have a passion or something that you really want to go for it. Have faith over fear. Don't let your mindset or people around you tell you you can't do something, because Pat is a shining example of several things in her life that she has done that beat the odds against whether or not she would be able to, and even people telling her that she wouldn't be able to. So Pat, tell me, what is something that you want to leave with our viewers that they'll be able to take with them? Just a word of advice coming from you.
Well, it's never too late. It is never too late to work in your dream. And I understand having to have a job to pay the bills. But when you come home, don't rest. Work on your dream that you want. You have to do that. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. You can say it all you want, but you have to take steps. And if you take baby steps every single day, you will get there. You have to believe in yourself. Your mind is a muscle, just like your other muscles in your body. You have to work on it. You have to do your affirmations. You have to listen to positive things. You have to be around positive people. If you're around people that are saying, oh, you'll never do that, they're not your friend.
That's right.
Don't take it. Don't hang around them. Besides writing the book, I've written 5 songs, and it's never, ever too late to do what you want, because the worst thing in life is to have regrets. You know, some things take a lot of hard work, but it's worse to go back and regret the things you did not do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. That is, it gives me chill bumps. That's empowering. That is something that I think a lot of us need to hear and need to know. So guys, I want you to be able to reach out to Pat to find out about her book, more about her. So Pat, tell us how we can find you on social media platforms.
Sure. On Facebook, you can reach me at Pat Bartleson White. My main name's in there, Pat Bartleson White. On Instagram, you can reach me at Vacation Yoga Success. And just reach out to me, and I'd love to talk to you. Whatever you want, whether it's how to write, go on a vacation.
I love it. I love it. Yes, guys. So definitely make sure that you do reach out to Pat. And, you know, she is such an inspiring person. I love you dearly, girl. You are so
I love you.
So remember, in the darkest of worlds, guys, we can always sparkle. And I thank you so much for listening. My name is Jody Paar. You can also find me on social media platforms under the Jody Paar on Instagram, Jody Paar on Facebook, Twitter, which I always say this, I'm trying to tweet more. I'm trying to be a better tweeter, but Twitter is also under Jody Paar. So guys, thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.